So joining us now on the morning show for a review of portfolios assigned to ministers designate is Senator Adeseye Ogunlewe, a former Minister of Works in Nigeria. Great to have you, sir. You were Minister of Works at a point. I'd like to ask you, what's your take on Mr. Engineer Dave Umahi in that position? A lot of people are saying, fit for purpose, he'll do a good job. What do you say as regards that?
Thank you very much for having me. Good morning.
Sir.
This is just the first stage, appointment of ministers. Another stage is assignment of ministerial responsibility. It is incumbent on Mr. President to list out exhaustively the responsibility of each minister, what you expect of them, how do you measure their performances, what exactly do you want them to do. That is the first stage. The second stage is the National Assembly, which is a big albatross on the nation. Budget, appropriation. It is not the minister that will do the appropriation. It is the National Assembly and Ministry of Budget and National Planning. So if you are even a genius as a minister, you are at the mercy of the National Assembly in terms of appropriation. You can prepare the best budget, take it to the National Assembly. There will be so many additions that will have distorted all your planning. And unless you are skillful in persuading them, you may not be able to perform satisfactorily. So we have a long way to go in this country because of the way our National Assembly behaves as regards appropriation.
All right. Thank you very much, Senator Ogunlewe, and good to have you on the show today. I'd like to ask you, in terms of the appointment of the Minister of Youth. I'm sure you've probably heard the uproar and the conversations around the fact that a nearly 60-year-old Abubakar Momoh has been appointed as the Minister of Youth. What do you make of this? Do you think it doesn't matter? It's his experience, even though some people have said, oh, he was once the president of the student union in Uniben when he was a student there. But does that qualify him to be the Minister of Youth? Or do you think, as part of the plans of the president in including younger people in his cabinet, he ought to have gone for a vibrant, younger man or woman with fresh ideas?
Honestly, Mr. Momoh is about the best man for that job. You know, it is leadership we are talking about, to at least mentor the youths. Can the youths mentor themselves? What are they going to be looking up to? Who? You have to look up to a leader that will be your role model. So that is Mr. Momoh for you. A very, very, a gentleman of the sort. So the youths should just learn from him. He's the appropriate person for that portfolio, definitely.
All right, so just a follow-up. I just wanted to ask, so what do you think, in terms of his experience, what would he bring to that ministry? What are some of the things that we should be looking forward to him bringing to the ministry since he's going to be acting as a mentor? The
first thing is for him to get there, get briefs from all the directors, from the permanent secretary. How far have they gone? Because they are separating these ministries now. So there's going to be a new structure for the 10 ministries that have just been created. There are 10 new ministries. So once the presidency prepare assignment of ministerial responsibility properly articulated, maybe committee of permanent secretaries or whoever who is a public policy analyst who can do, you enumerate the function of Ministry of Youths. What are your expectations as a government? Don't let the minister determine and dictate what to do to the government. It is for the party and the government to tell the minister their program, what they expect of them. And that is the appropriate thing to do. If you don't guide him, it means he's going on a frolic of his own. That should not be allowed. Prepare assignment of Mr. properly defined, their role, their expectation. What do you want them to do 1 year, 2 years, 3 years? And then they will keep, they will now perform according to your instruction. So we still need a lot of work to do, particularly from the presidency and from the members of the National Assembly. As I said, we have to persuade members of the National Assembly to key into the policy and program and manifesto of the party. Not for a ministry to prepare a budget. Take it to the Minister of Budget and National Planning. Take it to the National Assembly. And when the budget comes back, it's totally distorted. So what are you going to do? You are handicapped for another year. And it's a yearly ritual. It's a major problem. Appropriation, budgeting, national planning. If you don't get it right, and you allow people to infiltrate on the budget, add so many projects that are not in conformity with national planning or the manifesto of the party, what can the minister do? So we have to talk to our member of National Assembly to key into the program of the party and not distort the budget. Once the budget is distorted, the minister is handicapped, totally handicapped.
Okay, sir. Good to see you again, sir. So such a joy to see you on Rise again. The question I have for you, sir, will be a number of pundits and analysts and a number of experts, including those who are supportive of Mr. President Ahmed Bola Tinubu. They're saying that this kind of cabinet that he's got is not only bloated, but it's packed full of a lot of people that are cronies, and they're people that he's giving this assignment and appointment because of what they have done for him during the election. I'd like to find out what is your thought about this, whether they're going to be professional and deliver results. But before you do that, let me just pick you up on what you said earlier regarding the Minister of Youth. In that ministry, you're saying mentorship. Young Nigerians today look at people like myself with gray hair and people like yourself who are older than me and say that we don't need you to mentor us. We know what we want, and the way we deliver results on it to show that we're ready to do our things our own way is look at what they do in the area of technology, in the area of entertainment, like Davido, like Wizkid, and so on. They know what they want and they know what they can do. So how can you possibly say to them that it is okay to have somebody that they should look up to when they don't see what that person is going to put on the table for them, like my colleague Ayo said? How do you respond to them, sir?
The youth should prepare whatever they want from the Ministry of Youth. They need a leadership. They cannot be talking to their own, peer, somebody that is of the same. Where would the respect come from? The people in the ministry, some of them have been there for 30 years. They are not young people. So it is the program that is for the youth. The people who implement that program are elderly people. Unless you want to remove all the civil servants in the Ministry of Youth and bring all the young people, you meet all aged people there too. Experienced, exposed. The youth should cultivate the habit of learning history. What have they been doing? Yes, they've not done it right. How can we add value? What can we do? It's not for you to get rid of all the elders. When there is problem, who are you going to talk to? Our tradition, our culture. Remember the elderly in the community. You cannot kill all of them at the same time. It has to be gradual. We know they are in a hurry, but they should be able to be in a hurry to learn. Learn, make mistake, and then you will take over eventually. But not to say arbitrarily, let everybody in the ministry go away. You have to know the psyche of a typical civil servant. If you put a 26-year-old, 30-year-old to be a minister in a ministry where you have people that are up to his father in the ministry, how do they relate? You think they will have respect for him? It's difficult, but they have to learn. They have to marry the two tendencies, the youth and the elderly, the wisdom of the elderly and the strength of the youth.
Sir,
we'll get there, but it has to be gradual.
But exactly what you said is the problem with Nigeria. The fact that even the elderly have not shown leadership. And the young people are saying, let us grow amongst ourselves from within. And they are saying, why can't young people take positions, to mentor other young people? I mean, if you have a cabinet where you have a Bosun Tijani in his 40s to mentor other young people in the tech world, why are you having a Minister of Youth in his 60s. That's why a lot of people say most of your cabinet were just free gifts to loyalists. Example is the like of Solid Mineral. Mr. Dele Alake we know all his life. He's a media man true and true. Solid Mineral, with all the challenges we have in Solid Mineral. So that's the problem. What you just said now is the problem a lot of young people are complaining. They are saying there's a disconnect. Sir, the average age of Nigeria as we speak today is less than 20 years of age. Nigeria is a very young country. Very young country. What do you say about all of this, sir?
Well, you'll be surprised what Dele Alake will bring to the table as the Minister of Solid Minerals. My own experience is that age is not the determining factor at all the time for your performance. It's your knowledge and determination and the tendency for you to do a lot of research. Things are not stagnant anymore. Knowledge is moving. Knowledge is not static. Knowledge is science. Knowledge is innovation. Knowledge is AI. You now put yourself as if, yes, I'm challenged. And I know Dele Alake like challenges. Let us wait another 1 year and see what he's going to do. He's listening. The more you criticize a person, the more he's ready to make sure that he disappoints everybody and perform wonderfully well. I know his capacity. He's a trained person. Being a journalist does not mean that you cannot perform in so many other areas. Journalism teaches you how to get information, analyze it, and put it out. So you can use people to get to where you are. I've seen journalist was the governor of Lagos State, Alhaji Lateef Jakonde. And how was he able to perform? It is management of the people, the resources, the funding. So you have to be up to the task and apply yourself very rigorously to any assignment you are given. And I think he will do well. Let us give him a chance.
All right. Thank you very much, Senator Adeseye Ogunlewe, for giving us your take on the ministerial appointments and portfolios as announced by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation.